Hi guys, this is Maria and Manos, and you're watching On the Couch with M&M.
The show to help you build fun and profitable businesses.
On the Couch with M&M is proudly brought to you by my admin partner and Beyond Figures Bookkeeping.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of On the Couch with M&M. Today we've got a very dear friend of ours joining us on the couch, Dhea Bartlett. We've known Dhea for many, many years. Some call her the networking queen, and I think your second title is relationships extraordinaire.
Yeah.
I know you do both of those things really, really well. So what we've decided to do is we're going to do two episodes. One of them we're going to focus on the networking part, and then the second one is going to be on relationship management and how Dhea nurtures those relationships throughout her business. But thank you for coming. It's
Welcome
really good to have you.
to the couch, Dhea.
Thanks, Manos.
And
Maria.
so tell us about the Dhea Bartlett story before we get into our topics.
Sure, yeah. As Maria and Manos said, we've known each other for many, many years. And I started life as a school teacher here in Frankston, just down the road, and then quickly married and went to Singapore and then Perth. And I knew that having that break, there was something more that I needed to do. So I studied a graduate course in marketing in Perth, and then had 3 children, came back to Melbourne, and then fell into party plan because I didn't want to go back to teaching. And so really discovered I had no sales experience at all, nothing. And then so that direct selling experience really gave me everything I needed to learn, I think, about client care, because people are opening up their home and bringing you 10 people for me to present what I'm doing. If I didn't look after them, then, they're not going to look after me. So that was the lesson and then fast forward, found a fantastic marketing tool that helped me accelerate that relationship, and which is what we'll talk about in the next episode. Yes,
So you have to tune in 2 Sundays in a row. So let's talk about networking, because I know you do that really, really well, and that has
to have
helped
a title
you.
of the networking queen, you have to be.
It's helped you grow your business enormously. Talk to us about that.
Well, when I went out on my own, I thought, well, where am I going to find connections? Where am I going to find them? I'm not going to go digging in the garden. So I thought I'll just go to these events. And then I came back sometimes thinking, oh, what did I get out of that? I didn't get anything. And then
so you found it frustrating because you attended a couple of networking
I was
ones,
going,
and it wasn't.
Well, I was probably going for the wrong reason. I was wanting to get rather than to what can I give. So then
big takeaway there, isn't it?
It was a big aha, because I thought, well, you don't go to networking events to be sold. No one goes there to buy anything. You go there to build connections, and that took me a while. So I always say, people have a goal. Is it the speaker? Do you want to reconnect? Because I always say sometimes I'll say, hey, why don't we meet at this event and reconnect the relationship?
Yes.
Or is it to find new connections? In which case you start, that's where you start. And then you've got to find ones that you like. But you've got to make sure you have a goal. Otherwise you won't, you'll be disappointed because you'll come back thinking, well, I didn't achieve that. But if you're going for a speaker, it's a very different goal from going to meet. Because if you're happy with the content, you've come back, you've learned, you might meet a couple of people. But, have your networking goal and a budget, to be honest. You need to know how much you're going to invest in, so you can see what the rate of return is when you do your analysis later on. You can't just be giving ticket money everywhere and
how much time as well.
And time.
How much
Well,
time
time
are you going to invest going from one to the other? So how many networking events would you recommend to a small business owner?
As you know, we've recently reconnected with the BNI, which is Business Network International. Ivan Meisner, who's the founder, he did studies, and he said the average person networks 6 times a month. And his question then was, do you want to be average or do you want to be above average?
Oh, what a great another
so 6 times a month.
So that's 2 a week sort of thing, where you turn up consistently so people get to know you. And we know the next saying is like, trust, and then refer you. Because if you don't turn up, if you come once a month and then you go 6 months later because you're busy or what have you, you don't develop those good connections consistently, because then people will forget. They might then say, she does the relationship marketing, you do real estate, but suddenly someone else pops up with real estate and they go, oh, I remember them, but I can't remember that other people. So they need to remember you.
So top of mind awareness takes that much frequency.
Yes.
And you've got to provide value as well while you're there.
So there's different networking events. There's women-only ones, which if you're starting up and it's a confidence thing, I think you got to go. You have to try them. People say,
That's
Dhea,
right.
what are the best events to go to? And what I want, what you want could be different. So I think there's the women networking events, which are great. There's the and they can be like can I mention names?
Yeah, of course, go for it.
There's Business and Heels in Mornington.
Yep.
There's Business and Heels in Brighton. There's Heartlink networks, which are great. There's Mornington.
I've been to some of the Heartlink ones.
They're really
we've got
great.
our Property Girls event. That one is actually, I will mention
Yeah,
that.
actually, I think I said I'm interested in that one. Yeah.
You should come to that
Yeah,
one. You'll
yeah.
love that. And that's we do it over the evening, so it's not breakfast. It's
Yes.
champagne
Yeah.
and meatballs. So
Bubbles,
we
well,
love that.
So is the Business and Heels.
We love that.
Bubbles,
Property
yeah.
Girls, and that's on the 29th of October.
Yeah.
Which is coming up
Yeah,
soon.
so you can go, and I think, there's two things, sorry, just on that. I would say grab a girlfriend if you're not comfortable, but I like going alone because I want to meet new people.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Because you tend to stay in the group and you don't,
Especially like if you and I went, we hadn't seen each other for a while.
We'll
be
catch
like,
up.
Yeah, we'd be like, and then you miss everyone else that's at the event. Now, so you got those monthly events, then you've got events that are like the BNI, which is Business Network International, which again, real estate gets taken up very quickly.
It does.
But they do build amazing referrals. But you can also have sales, you can have property, you can have commercial.
Yep.
You can even have apartments. Even they can niche it
Go
right
right,
down.
niche it right down. But let's go back to the BNI ones. So is that on a weekly basis?
Yeah.
Yes,
It's every
yeah.
Friday.
Weekly.
I'll be honest, that's the first one that I went to, and I was very impressed. And this was only just last Friday of how structured they were. And they're there to connect. They're there to help each other and to refer and to actually drive business and dollars. So
Well, you made a really good point there, Maria, because some of them you go to and you walk in and you go, what am I supposed to be doing? Like if the event's not structured to have, I like to know who's in the room.
Yeah.
Because if there's a marketing person there or a graphic designer, they love what I do.
Yeah.
And so, but if I've just had a bit of champagne and then find out later that I've missed an opportunity to connect with someone, start a relationship, then I find that not a waste of time. It's just disappointing that I could have had more. So for my key points for networking events, you need to know who's in the room. And the B&I do it really well with the structure of knowing. And some people don't like structure, but it does produce a result.
But you're not going there for a social
Well, that's
event.
it. But unless it's your goal.
It's a bit of
Unless
both.
that's your goal. That's the thing.
Yeah,
So
fair
networking, you've got to think, what do I want out of this? If I want to, a rate of return of investment of my time and money, then B&I is brilliant.
You're there to drive business.
Yeah, because a lot of the other ones you've got to take it out again, which you still do with B&I, but it fast tracks it a bit faster. So you need to know what your goal is. Your structure is great. And then to build the confidence, maybe you need to start somewhere.
And be there with a mindset of giving.
Yeah, well, that's the whole philosophy, is giver's gain.
That's right.
Of the
Giver's gain.
Another thing that I really liked on Friday was that they were very specific about what they were looking for that week.
Yes.
So as they stand up to, instead of, for example, say the finance person would stand up and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. But the specific client that I'm looking for this week is that type of client. And then you could see people's mind going, oh, yeah, I can help you with that. Because if you leave it open-ended.
Well, they say it's that death of the anybody, somebody, someone. You don't know what that means. Whereas I remember one time I actually said, because I thought, well, everyone cuts their hair. I thought, so this week I'm looking for a hairdresser that wants to connect with their clients. Well, I had about 15 referrals because they all knew their hairdresser.
Of course.
So if I had said, anyone who knows somebody who wants to reach out to clients and build a great relationship, well, it's like when you're looking for buying a car and suddenly you start to see that car, make and model. It triggers a reticular.
What is it called?
What's it called?
Reticular activating
system.
system.
That's right. And that's what you want.
RAS, that's the one. Yeah.
And so if you can really, like people say, I know with the real estate guy, he says things like, I'm looking to expand in this street. He specifically says a street.
Do you know of anyone?
Yeah, do you know? And then suddenly you might go, my grandma lives in that, or my somebody. And that's the thing is like be specific. Because, and they say careful what you ask for because you might get it. So,
Very true.
Very true. So being specific, but turning up, having your specific goals that you want to achieve, and then don't be scared to run your own. Get a few. All it took when I started, because I run a few in Brighton, and I find that the reason I did it was to get out of the house and away from the computer.
Yeah.
And I just sat in a coffee shop and I said, now thank God with Facebook you can say, hey, I'm going to be at this place between 10 and 12 or 8 and 10. if anybody wants to come.
It's amazing the way she does it.
And
I absolutely
people
love it.
Yeah.
And now that we're going to be in Cheltenham, I'm going to
Yeah,
come
I know,
visit
I
you
can't
more
wait.
often
I'm
because
so
I'll be around the
excited.
We're
corner.
coming to
It's gonna be
Bayside.
good.
Yeah, I know. I'm very excited. I've already, shared that with a few people, so
Yeah,
you
well,
might
it's
get
good.
a good
It's good. I look
connections.
forward to it. Yeah.
And how many people actually
Yeah.
attend the event?
Well, at the one at the BNI,
Depends, yeah.
we've
That
got
was
37
packed.
members plus visitors. It was probably 14 visitors.
Yeah.
They say with every new member, you've got about like a $17,000 or $18,000 chair. That's at this because
Gotcha.
we're only 2 months old.
It's a very new one. Yeah.
I think they've turned over
locally.
$180,000 of referrals already.
Yeah.
It's like closed business
Yeah.
finished in 2 months.
It's very important. Networking is very important in
And
any
and the
business.
accountability of they account to you. You've got to turn up. You've got to bring a visitor.
Yes.
And people go, oh, I don't know, but you know what? It's
Well, that
just-
might not be for them then.
Yeah,
that
well, that's
type of
right, that's
structure
right,
and
that's
that type
right.
of networking event
It
might
is.
be something else.
You've got to commit to it.
Because tell me some of the ones that you do. You still do
I do
Heartlink.
Heartlink, and I
Yeah.
call Bayside Women in Business is another group that I run,
Yeah.
and they're anywhere from 25 to 30 people each meeting.
So where can people, obviously on Facebook, they'll be able to find all of those?
Well, if they go to DheaBartlett.com, they're all listed on
They're
that
all
as
listed
well.
there.
Yeah, I've
Okay,
finally got a
perfect.
website.
DheaBartlett.com. We'll put the details down the
And was
bottom.
that from one of your networking friends who
Well, I
helped
was
you with
sick
that?
and tired of giving out sticky ticket links and Eventbrite links, and and then I thought, well,
I'll pull
one
it all
of the
together.
web persons that I met through networking, she said, "I've got a really good outline for you," and I said, "Do it." So
Yeah,
she's
perfect.
so it was really good. So it's more that for me, it's about connection, relationships, and then the business will come.
Awesome.
Yes.
Because you
Do it for the
can't,
right
you can't
reasons.
do it. You can't. I'm not going to give you. So the finance guy, I'm not going to give you all my access to my finance, and I don't even know you from a bar of soap. So
Yeah.
turn up, show me what you're made out of, and let me develop my trust.
It's all about building that trust,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is. And the same with any high. And look, I'm lucky a little bit with my product, my greeting cards. They're not. People aren't going to lose thousands of dollars if they send a card. But if you
It's such a
invest in the
great
wrong
concept,
way,
though.
if you invest in the wrong, so they call it the higher the finance.
Return.
Well, it's more like
Return
it
on
costs, like if
investment?
you're a lawyer or something
Higher
that costs,
investment.
it's a longer time to develop the trust.
Yes, of
Yes.
course.
So,
Yeah.
you've got to develop your visibility by turning up, credibility, and then you get profitability.
Yeah.
And that's what people,
100%.
and that's again, by just turning up. And if you're going to be away and, what excuses, they're the people you don't want to
No.
deal with your,
Yeah.
your
Well, they don't really want to be
I'm not
there.
going to introduce my network to you, which I've developed. And, they say the average person knows personally 150 people, let alone social media. Well, you don't know who's behind me. I'm going to bring my 100. You've got 150. You've got 150, and then I'm not going to trust you with my sister, my mother, my whoever.
When you refer, it's a personal. It's very personal.
Yeah,
so you
reflects
want to
on
make
you.
sure. Yeah, that's right. That
you
whoever.
look after them,
Yeah.
and that's what. And that, so that
100%.
takes a little while, and that's where that whole you just got to over time. And,
build it. You have to build it.
and-
You can't just expect it.
taking baby steps. Yeah. So
I think some people where they're going wrong is that, like what you said,
They
exactly
go,
what you
yeah.
felt the first time you went to one. It's like, okay, I've spent 2 hours, I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
It's not that.
No.
It takes a lot more than that. Yeah.
And we are lucky a little bit now because we have the social media. You can still stay in
Yes.
touch between things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whereas in the past, you just didn't have that.
It's changed a lot.
Yeah. But it's definitely worth, like, I believe rapport can be gained faster if you meet someone
Face
like
to face.
now,
Face to face.
as opposed to online chatting and
No
the
question.
whole thing. And it takes longer, and the trust factor will go, develop, and then meet again next week, and you go, oh. They've
100%.
turned up. They're wearing nice things. Not nice, but clean clothes. They brush their hair.
They're
presented.
They're
They're turning up.
They're walking their talk.
Exactly, a product of the
So,
product, which is what you want people to be. If you're going to refer them to your network or introduce
Exactly.
them to your, your whole.
Sphere of influence.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Some
So-
amazing tips.
It is. So if I was to start all on my own now, what are the say 3 great tips to say, okay, I'm not gonna,
If you were to summarize it, I
to
guess.
summarise
Yeah.
it, what are
Yeah.
to start your own networking group?
Yeah, to start one.
To start one.
Yeah. I would find the venue. I think coffee is key. You got to have
Key.
nice coffee, and the venue's got to be reasonably easy to. And parking. I think it's always important. And then I would say find a time that suits you, and they will come. So like the old saying, build it and they will come. Because if you start to do things that are outside like if you're a mum with 3 kids and you want to, people want 3:30, well, that's not going to suit you.
Yeah,
At this stage, until you can get funds to cover sitters, if that's the choice you want. So whatever lifestyle you have,
Build
you
around
feel
that.
around that, because it will cause you stress and you'll regret it and you'll hate it. And then tweak it. Go to a few places around. There's one activity that we do in our networking group for the Bayside women, and that's we do a 1-minute talk. We listen, and if they say for you for real estate and there's a property or a mortgage broker or accountant or whatever, and then you might go, I actually want to connect with those. We have an opportunity to do 2 10-minute one-on-ones in the meeting. So you break away and you can develop the relationship a bit better.
Speed dating.
dating.
But you actually get away from them. We go away and you have 10 minutes, and it's so good because it just means that you can take it to the next level in the meeting. So you're using your 2 hours effectively. So you find activities that you think, oh, I can do that again. And so find a venue that's really free. I wouldn't pay money. I would definitely do it around your lifestyle, and then invite and ask them to invite. Because if I bring 2 and then you bring 2, there's 4 already, and then the 4 next time becomes 8.
Yeah.
And don't be scared to say, not that you're not going to invite people, there's no fee at this stage, but make it a little bit exclusive so that you have got a standard of you have to bring someone, for instance. Don't be scared to say that, because you can't bring everybody for everyone.
Yeah.
And that's the whole, because it is called networking, not net sitting or net eating. So you got to work at it. And then the last thing is follow up. You've got to follow up after the meetings. Yeah. People forget to follow up, and
how do you do that?
Well, again, Ivan Meisner says it's a 24, 7 and 30. So within 24 hours, a quick email to say, hey, great to meet you. Nothing else, no sales, nothing. Because people often put their whole pitch, and you read this email and you go, oh, yeah, delete. So then being honest, and then 7 days, try to sort of, they say he says he can handwrite a card, but we use SendOutCards, as you know. And then 30 days, try to at least arrange a one-on-one. And even if it means Skype or Zoom, these days technology,
It's amazing.
You can do one-on-ones. But they're the things that, that he says, and that will then lead to a longer-lasting relationship. Yeah. And, some people won't want to connect, and that's fine. Let them go.
Yeah, of course.
The timing's not right.
Well, you want the right people around you.
Exactly.
As well. Yeah, the ones that they're aligned and they want to achieve similar things from the group.
Yeah, that's right. So that's
fabulous.
Yeah, thank you.
Invaluable.
Thank you
so much,
Thank
Dhea,
you.
for joining
Thank you
us.
for including me.
Oh, I love it.
And
I
we
can't
look
wait
forward to next
the
week.
next one. Yeah. Well, we're going to sit right here and videotape the next episode, which is going to be focused on, how do you look after your clients? We're always continuously, and especially in real estate, and I know in every industry, we'll go out there looking for new clients constantly, if it's letterbox dropping or door knocking, or continuously we're talking about bringing new business into our business. So next week...
But we're not loving the ones we're with.
That's a good one actually. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. So thank you for joining us. Dhea's details will be on the bottom. And if you have any questions for Dhea, feel free to comment below.
That's it.
Thanks,
you for
guys.
joining us. Cheers.
On the Couch with M&M is proudly brought to you by my admin partner, the specialist in real estate trust accounting, and Beyond Figures Bookkeeping, the professionals in real estate financial administration.